there, beautiful people. Welcome back to SourceFedNERD. I'm your host, Sam Basher. Let's hit those nerdy headlines, shall we? The 5th Marvel character to get their very own Netflix series may have been leaked early. Can you guess who? Why? The Last Man is coming to the small screen. We may know when you can nab those Star Wars Force Awakens tickets. James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez are teaming up to bring a beloved manga to life. Warner Brothers is making our monster movie dreams come true. Marvel and Fox are teaming up to develop 2 X-Men shows. And the Fantastic Four franchise might have just taken a turn for the better. But first, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Charlie Brown Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Mine is Die Hard, and boy is Hollywood really trying to milk John McClane for all his worth. Anyone see that 5th movie with his son in Russia? Well, apparently that wasn't the final nail in the coffin. There are plans for a 6th movie, and we won't be teaming up with another member of the McClane clan. We will be traveling back in time to a younger John McClane. Nothing has been written yet. All we know is that Len Weissman, director of Live Free or Die Hard, has been tapped for the project, and that it is currently being called Die Hard Year 1. Cool title aside, did you want a reboot for Die Hard? Who would you recast for John McClane? Everything sounds cooler with Year 1 attached to it. Sam Basher, Year 1. The Drawing Board, Year 1. R.I.P. Hey, let's talk about those Netflix series. Daredevil was a hit and renewed for a 2nd season. Jessica Jones is basically a month away, and The Defenders is just a few years away. But what about after that? Will Marvel just continue multiple series for those 4 characters? Or will they expand their roster? According to Heroic Hollywood, Marvel is looking to turn their Batman equivalent into a Netflix hero. That's right, Moon Knight might be our next hero to get his very own series. For a quick rundown of the character, let's turn to one of our resident nerds, DJ. DJ?
So everybody likes to call Moon Knight Marvel's Batman because he has a similar silhouette and he sleeks around in the dark with a cape and beats the shit out of criminals. But what makes him really interesting is the fact that he's legitimately, certifiably insane. Or is he? He talks to the moon god Khonshu, and that's where he got his identity as Moon Knight, but it might all be in his head. Personally, my favorite run on Moon Knight is Warren Ellis's run with the character where he wears a dapper suit, and honestly, if they were going to adapt the character, I feel like that's the way they should go, because otherwise it will be far too similar to Marvel's Daredevil Netflix series, which is already kind of Marvel's Batman. For another perspective on Moon Knight, you could kind of see him as somewhere on the barometer between Punisher and Daredevil, depending on which personality is in charge in his brain. He might murder people and he might not, and he was a mercenary back in the day, so he was a real bad dude. I think the perfect people to adapt Moon Knight would be me writing it, of course, please. Marvel, I'll give you my number, hold on. If you're going to make a Netflix series, you should get Kevin Tantron to direct it, because he's done all the best episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He did his own Mortal Kombat web series that everybody loved. That was him, and he's a great action director, and you're crazy, Marvel, for not locking him down for Iron Fist or this. Perfect. Good? All right.
Well said, DJ. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. In some comic news, it was announced that FX will be turning the ever-popular Y: The Last Man graphic novel series into a TV series. There have been rumors for a few years that we're going to see this property turn into a blockbuster, but nope. And honestly, a series for Y sounds pretty sweet. For those of you who have missed out on this masterpiece, Y: The Last Man follows Yorick, the last living man on Earth, after the rest have been wiped out by a virus. He and his monkey Ampersand travel around a world now rebuilt by women. When comics open up such a vast world like this, a TV show seems like the best option to explore it. No word on when to expect this show to premiere on FX, but I'll be sure to tune in. For the Star Wars fans watching, get your wallets ready, because many theaters let it slip early that the pre-sale tickets for The Force Awakens will be available starting Monday, October 19th. Not only that, it is believed that the final trailer will premiere next week as well. Where's Ahmad when you need one? She's supposed to be the one that's freaking out. 1 sec. Hey kids, look, it's Ham Slow's bullet gun and the laser sword. Ooh, Star Wars stuff. I mean you halfway, kids, all right? Work with me. Anyway, are you ready to purchase those tickets? Will you buy me a ticket? The answer is yes. What about these creepy shower heads? Vader's tears will wash away all your sins. In some manga news, Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron, for some reason, have teamed up to bring Alita, Battle Angel, to life. The manga follows a female cyborg with no memory and deadly martial arts skills and her journey as a bounty hunter, and it sounds pretty badass. Robert Rodriguez is looking to direct the film with Cameron heavily involved because he's been invested in this project for a long time. Sadly, other projects have taken up Cameron's time. For those of you who have read this manga, are you excited to see it turn into a major motion picture? How do you feel about Robert Rodriguez? Will he do the project justice? Justice! Because I said justice in the last sentence. And it says justice, justice. Justice! In some more movie news, Warner Brothers has announced sequels and team-up movies for America's favorite monsters. Due to the success of the Godzilla reboot with Bryan Cranston kind of starring-ish in the upcoming Skull Island, we will be getting a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Following the release of Skull Island, we will get a sequel to Godzilla in 2018. Then, in 2020, we get the Battle of the Ages. How will all these movies tie together? With Monarch, the organization that was introduced in the 2014 film. I really wouldn't mind a team-up movie at all. The best part of the remake were those fight scenes when you got to see them. So like the last 20 minutes of the film. I mean, that's all you really want in those movies, right? I want character development in Godzilla. It's a lizard, all right? Oh, and other classic monsters will be showing up in these films like Mothra. Hell yeah! Over at Fox's Marvel, it was announced that Marvel's TV branch will be working with Fox to develop 2 X-Men series, the first of these being Hellfire, which, if picked up, would premiere on Fox. The release description reads, a young special agent who learns that a power-hungry woman with extraordinary abilities is working with a clandestine society of millionaires to take over the world. Ew. The show will also take place in the 1960s, so yeah, it is pretty cool. The team behind the project has people from both sides of the Marvel camp, Bryan Singer, Jeff Loeb, just to name a few. The other project comes from the FX side of Fox and follows David Haller, which most of you know as Legion from the comics, Charles Xavier's son. The description of the show reads, the pilot introduces the story of David Haller. Since he was a teenager, David has struggled with mental illness. Diagnosed as schizophrenic, David has been in and out of psychiatric hospitals for years. But after a strange encounter with a fellow patient, he's confronted with the possibility that the voices he hears and the visions he sees might be real. Anybody else really excited about this? Yeah? Write your nerdy thoughts down below. Last but not least, with all this Marvel Fox team-up news, does anything seem fishy? Like, why make these shows now? What was the catalyst for the creation of these pilots? Why not make them a few years ago? Maybe a deal has gone through between the two companies. Maybe a property that Fox was holding on to ended up as a massive failure, so maybe Fox traded the rights back to Marvel for the TV rights of X-Men. A rumor that's been flying around is that Fox has traded the full rights of the Fantastic Four universe to Marvel so that these 2 shows, and maybe future shows, can be produced. And when I say the Fan4Stick universe, I mean the entire Fan4Stick universe. Galactus, Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, Mole Man. Should have stopped at Silver Surfer, but at least that's what the rumor is saying right now. These rights might not have been fully given up. They could be just a partnership similar to Sony and Marvel for Spider-Man. If Marvel got these rights back, then one of those 3 2020 movie release slots could be another Fantastic Four reboot. But keep in mind, Fantastic Four 2 is still on Fox's calendar as I'm reporting this, so this could all be garbage news. Who knows? Stay optimistic. What's that? Fox cleared up all those rumors while I was writing this story, and everything I just said is irrelevant. Sam, your life is a waste of time. The rumors are false. Well, shit. Optimism is pointless. That's it for me, kids. Are you excited about those 2 X-Men shows? Who would win in a fight, Godzilla or King Kong? Did you buy the Darth Vader shower head? What other Marvel characters do you think should get their own solo series? Hit up that comment section. Please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share. I'm Sam Basher, and I'll see you next time. Cosplayer Thomas DePetrolo from Extreme Costumes parted the sea of crowds when he showed off his 9.5-foot tall Iron Man Hulkbuster costume. Yeah, this dude built this giant machine. It took over 1,600 hours to make, and it takes 20 minutes to put on the 95-pound creation.
Thomas, this is for you.
Thank you. I want to turn this off.